Good evening and welcome to NERDJUCE, where we have a number of things to talk about and definitely get off our chest. So I'm going to waste no time and bring in the others right now. Good evening, guys.
Hello,
Hello there.
And who have we
What's
got in
good?
the chat? Well, we've got Max
Here
showing
we
up
are.
here.
Yeah.
So
Gabby's
have we
back
all been?
again. Been good. I've been away
Liam,
for
why
2
is my
weeks.
name
but
not in the
I'm
poll?
back. Straight in with
Yeah.
that.
Well, you're late. By a few seconds. We have a bone to pick with you, Liam. We know
You're
that you set up
late.
this, we know that you set up this poll. Favorite member of NERDJUCE so far in the poll: Nathan, James, Betty. Where's Harvey?
Ooh.
Where is Harvey?
What are the results so far? Am I winning?
Who is winning? Oh, it's none of the above, so that just automatically means me,
None of
obviously.
the above. Yeah.
It could mean
think-
Max, to be fair.
I mean, I've got 11%. I definitely didn't vote for myself.
Sweet Lord. Well, right. So, yeah, we do have a number of things to talk about. I mean, I think we're going to start with probably the most popular piece this evening, and that will be the premiere of Mando. What were we all thinking? Because for me, on a personal level, it didn't quite scratch the spot.
Ooh, I loved seeing Mando back again. I was just so happy that it's back. I didn't pick up on any negatives. I thoroughly enjoyed it, especially that opening scene when you hear his music as he's flying his ship through. I was like, beautiful.
To be fair, at first, I thought they were doing a flashback scene, and then Mando showed up, and I was like, oh no, that's definitely not a flashback scene. I know the young kid didn't look like a young Pedro Pascal, but he sort of
No.
had the long hair and all of that jazz.
Yeah.
It was a
Harvey,
bit
what do you
short. I
reckon?
think it ended a little bit abruptly. Like, it was good. I enjoyed it, but yeah, like, it ended a bit out of nowhere. I feel like there wasn't like a satisfying like the episode didn't wrap up quite as well as other episodes of The Mandalorian that has like a clear beginning, middle, and end. This was more of just an introduction to the new season than like an actual fleshed out episode with a satisfying beginning, middle, and end.
Yeah.
Yeah, we sort of got an intro to every character, didn't we? Like, we still went and met Bo-Katan. We met Grief again, and he's like how Navarro's now just this like Sim City sort of. He's upgraded it all the way to his town hall level 6 or something, and then we got
He's got all his
Babu Frick and his
barbarians
crew.
leveled up.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's yeah, because like, did anyone else think that there was a like the flash, like not the flashback, the kid that was being inducted into the Children of the Watch, and he was having his. Did anyone think that was a flashback of Din Djarin as a kid?
I
thought
didn't
that
think it was Dinge. I thought it was wow, is it Paz Vizsla? The one with the blue.
Oh,
I thought
yeah,
it was
yeah.
him. Because the helmets were similar, and then I was like, if this is a flashback, how old is the armorer? Because she is like, well, she's not changed. The armor's the same, but I thought it was a flashback of that character.
Yeah, there was some similarities there. I mean, like the show itself. I mean, with that episode, it had some amazing scenes, like the Purrgil. If it's not a nod to Ezra Bridger, I'm sorry, I don't know what is.
Oh yeah.
But the thing is, like, when Grogu's just looking out there and you can see those silhouettes, I mean, Grogu may have, in fact, have actually been witnessing the very return of Ezra. We don't know. But I thought that would be a quite cool thing to say, yeah, that's actually him returning from the unknown regions.
I think one thing for me is what Liam's commented is like hits the nail on the head. Like, he didn't really understand the timescale for Mando. And then Jon Favreau comes out and says, oh, this happened then. And then there's a big 2-year gap. And then like that.
Yeah.
I think it is, you are going to start to lose a bit now. Like, oh, hang on, whereabouts are we actually? And how long have we got left then until we get to something like the Force Awakens and that whole arc with Luke starts?
Yeah, because it has thrown something in there because like Star Wars has never really said, oh, well, that happened 10 years ago, you know, just to give like the audience some time frame. But sometimes we've always had to be a bit eagle-eyed and look into the background of like what's going on. Like Navarro, you can see it slowly progressing. like every time Din returns. So you can kind of get a sense like, oh, a few months have passed, a couple of years has passed. But this time around, it feels like no time at all has just happened. Like the characters don't look to have aged, but the surroundings have. So I can see why it's going to cause some confusion. But it was a bit of a shock when Favreau was like, "Oh yeah, he was with Luke for 2 years," and I'm like, "Sorry, what?"
Say what?
But yeah, it was all in all, it was an okay episode. It was an opener, and I understand it's an opener. But I wasn't expecting, some like flashy amazingness. But I think if anything, I was just more excited to see Mando and Grogu again. And I'm not sure if the overhype waiting for that episode to come back has ruined that, or if the episode was just what it was.
I do think you've got the comparison to the opener of season 2 where they take on the crate. Is it the crate dragon in season 2?
Yeah.
In the first episode,
Yeah.
and that's the whole like first episode. That is like a blockbuster of a start. But then compared to this time, it's more of a sort of slow burner.
Yeah, they're not really shy with the slow burners. I don't know if they're taking inspiration from Andor or what, but I think with quite a lot of that has progressed so far between season 1 and season 2. If you're going to open with season 3, there's going to be a clearer direction, which there is, but it just feels like not a lot has happened. But I don't know. There was just some things in there that was a little bit. I know you guys have probably got a plan, but right now I'm not seeing it. Like the whole thing with IG-11, like resurrecting him and all. I thought,
Yeah. I like him, but I don't think he needs to come back. I think he had his moment.
I mean, Star Wars revives so many characters. Why IG-11 now as well? Like, come on, bruh.
Yeah,
they want that Taika voice. That's what they want.
Yeah.
They want Korg Star Wars edition.
No, yeah, you can. I don't know. I mean, it's his reasoning for bringing him back, where it's like, oh, I just want a droid that I can trust, and it's like, yeah, but you're kind of applying that to all. I mean, you're letting Peli's droids work on your ship now, so I'm thinking that trust towards droids is slowly building up towards everybody. So why specifically IG-11? Is it just because you want someone capable, someone that's able to look after Grogu like he did so well? I don't know. It is what it is. But yeah, I feel like for me personally, it didn't quite live up to the hype, but I'm still game for the next episode. I feel like they'll come in strong next time around.
I'm looking forward to it. I like with Star Wars shows these days, with the trailers, a lot of what you see is in the first couple of episodes. So when you see that bit, we talked about this before. But once you've seen everything in the trailers, just you go in with a blank slate, then you don't know what's going on. So there's no sort of spoilers or teasers out there already. So I hope we get something similar this season, where we get to a point where we don't know what's coming next. I think that'll be pretty interesting and quite fun.
Are you a fan of the format of The Mandalorian? Because I think it's one of those interesting things where you've got this story about these two characters, but every single episode is like a side quest going towards a main quest. Like if it was a video game, that's how it would be. You'd be doing all of your side quests to then get to the main mission. Does it work do you think it works? I think it's enjoyable to a point, but then you get some missions which are just like, especially season 2 where they take the frogs from one planet to another.
That's the best bit of the season. What are you on about?
So much character growth.
Exactly. That is a side quest and a half. If that was in a video game, I would probably ignore it.
I think it can work to a degree, like you said. I mean, it's like at the first season, yeah, you get to see side quests because I mean, there's not much story involved, like saying, oh, I've got to get this kid from point A to point B, so let's throw in all this stuff in between. Oh, I need to repair my ship. Here's a side quest to get some. So all that is fine for me in season 1. I thought it worked quite well because we're there getting to know Din, we're there getting to know Grogu and all of the characters that he's going to be getting involved with. So that works when you're building the story and you're building the background and the characters. But if it's going to be like that in season 3, where it's like, oh, I've got to get to Mandalore, but I don't have enough fuel. I guess I'm just going to have to fucking like carry this thing for this old guy so I can get paid. Just something like that. I think it's kind of had that day where it's more, right, you need to be plot focused at this stage. Because if you're wielding the Darksaber, I don't really want to be doing side quests when I've got something like that. I want to be going to Mandalore and doing what I need to do.
Yeah, there's a lot more to unpack now rather than just helping an old lady cross the road. He's got a mission to do now. He's got to retake Mandalore, of what's left in it anyway.
Helping the old lady cross the road while Grogu like steals the sweets out of like
Eats
her
his
shopping
kids.
bag. Yeah.
Steals the butterscotches out of her purse, the Werther's Originals.
No hate on Werther's Originals. They're slap.
They bang.
Yeah, they
I think-
bang if you're over 80.
Come on. I'd never turn one down.
You can't
Neither would I rate him.
I sort of wonder if they're setting up Bo-Katan as like a false villain, because she just seems a bit like a Mardy Wino mum in this episode, where like, oh, everyone's left me. I'm not having a good time. But
What the
sort of
friggin'
think
hell
she
does
could
she
join.
do though?
I
Yeah.
think
She's just
she's
sitting on that chair all day. She doesn't have TV or anything, you know.
I mean,
She got Netflix in that throne room.
I recently watched the season 2 of The Mandalorian, and where Moff Gideon says that line, she's just a pretender on a throne. And then, like, the first time you see her in season 3, she's on a throne, and she's probably sat there with those words like lingering around in her head. You're a pretender on a throne. So she probably
She
feels
should go
like
to
that's
Canaan. Oh wait,
He's dead.
it. Oh no.
Poor Kanan.
A side quest on how to use the Darksaber. Someone said that in one of the comment sections on one of my TikTok videos about like Grogu will inherit it from Din. I'm there going, how the hell is he going to hold it? It's way too big.
Just shrinks magic.
hey yo, that's what she said. Oh. Hit up Sabine. She'll teach you.
She's like a popular contender because they're all saying Bo isn't worthy of it anymore, despite her trying to get it back. And they're all saying Din's got too much going on. Like he doesn't want to be a leader. He's just stuck with this thing that he never wanted to begin with. So they're saying like it'll be a good thing to bring Sabine Wren back in. Because she knew at the time, I'm too young, I don't really know what I'm doing here. I'll give it to Bo. Now it's like she's older now, she's wiser now, she's got a lot more experience. I think if the time came and the writers put into it saying, yes, Sabine's going to get the saber back, I'd be absolutely all for that. I think that would be a very good person to wield.
I reckon we'll see her this season because obviously with Ahsoka just around the corner, they love to tie things in these days. So there's going to be something now, I think. At least with Ahsoka, maybe Sabine. Hopefully.
Yeah,
I think so. I hope so. They sort of did it with season 2, didn't they? Where they just name dropped Thrawn and immediately everyone's like, okay, that's leading up to Ahsoka. I think they can do something a bit more than that because it is sort of like just a couple of months around the corner.
Yeah, they're not shy to do that anymore, which is good because it's just expanding on their shows that they're making. So, I mean, even if they drop Sabine or Hera or anybody in there, you know that it's all leading towards Ahsoka, which is exactly where we need to be. Sabine's casting was announced earlier than others. I think she's showing up in Mando. Yeah, I can see it, but it's I don't know. There's some far-fetchedness about it. I can sense. I can't quite put a picture on it, but at the same time, it's very doable. At the same time,
Yeah, Sabine's actress was at Star Wars Celebration.
Yeah, for a while.
Yeah.
The celebration, we're a week closer again now.
So I'm scared. I'm getting more scared the closer it gets.
I'm
Why
excited.
are you scared?
It's like 4 days of like the most
4 days
intense
of Star Wars
people. Like I need to sort of have a massive down and out of Star Wars to then be ready for it by the time I get there. Because it's going to be so much.
You're going to take up drinking like a shot of whiskey in the morning for Dutch courage just to go and face the fans.
That's a good idea.
Milk and vodka.
I was going to say, I'm going to be bringing tinnies with me anyway for the hotel room, and I'm going to start my day off right, and I'll go, right, let's do this.
I might just have a cold shower in the morning to piss myself off, so I'll be in full Anakin mindset, and then take a shot of whiskey straight afterwards.
Nathan should be scared. Yeah, I'm sharing a room with Liam.
What you should do,
Anakin...
you should go to like some soft play, hear a bunch of kids like annoying you. And then that's really going to set in the I hate villains.
Yeah. I'll probably get kicked out because they'll see me kicking the shit out of some kid in the corner.
Or arrested. One of the two.
I think
do you reckon Anakin would drink whiskey? Sorry, that was an awful question, but I'm going to keep asking it. Anakin, what would he drink? Whiskey, I think it might be a bit too old for him.
I think with his whiny behavior, I don't think whiskey is his thing. I think
No, he probably drinks dark fruits or something.
Yeah,
I can see him on a cider guy.
WKD.
If Obi-Wan is not,
that's Ahsoka. That's what he buys Ahsoka. WKD. Obi-Wan's definitely gin and tonic.
Oh, that is such a 12-year-old. Oh no, I was going to give him like some kind of really fancy cocktail.
No, I don't think he's that fancy. I think a G&T.
Prosecco.
Champagne.
It was actually a good shout for the WKD because, like, what if you didn't have a WKD blue when you were 12 years old? Were you even a kid? No,
maybe not 12, but close.
A Negroni.
Negroni. Oh god, that unlocked things in me when I heard that.
With pomegranate, dear. Have another go. It's grapefruit. Yes, dear.
I don't know my fruits.
There we go.
And, well, we were blessed to have 2 Star Wars things this week. So we've had Mando and we got Bad Batch. So did anyone watch both of them?
Yeah, Mando took priority for me. And then Bad Batch, and I rated Bad Batch over the premiere of Mando. I thought it was just solid. We got a good a bit of nostalgia with what happens to the Zillo Bees, like what was Palpatine planning. We kind of know it had some horror themes going on that was sick, and I think I've always been saying that Star Wars needs to capitalize on some horror themes because I think they've got the perfect setting for that. All in all, I enjoyed the episode.
Yeah, from the current season of Bad Batch so far, I was a couple of episodes behind, and I saw people were raving about it, so I was like, right, I got to catch up. And I wasn't expecting much because obviously this season's been a little bit slow. But oh my god, the nostalgia! I was like, holy shit, that's the Zillo Beast. Let's go! It was very good. It was enjoyable. It was a little bit of fan service that I think was needed to carry on the story of the show. Very good.
I just like the commandos. I love a commando suit, and there was bloody loads of them. So it was a great sight to see.
You love a man in uniform, do you?
I love it. Well, no, because you only sort of see. Sorry, I've done it again. But you only sort of see Gregor, don't you, in Clone Wars in the commando suit? You never really see a battalion of them.
Yeah, you don't often see that many together. Yeah, it's I do agree though. I do really like the outfit. It does look pretty sick on them with like the glowing blue visors, and yeah, it's got a good look. Did you end up watching it in the end, Harvey? No, you didn't watch it. Jesus Christ.
At least you know what happens now.
Yeah, it took me to now.
What I did like is like how we saw like what a younger version of a Zillo Beast looked like. Looks nothing like his adult form, but it's like it was kind of like a really good twist with how they did it, because while you're like lurking down these like little corridors, not knowing what's around, and it's kind of like consuming on electricity or energy, you're just thinking it's this brand new creature that you've never seen before. So the twist was when you see it grow, and it's like, holy shit, is that very thing that we all like loved when we saw like it emerge in Malastare in the Clone Wars, and how much chaos that thing brought during the Clone Wars as well, especially when it attacked Coruscant. How many episodes of the Bad Batch are there?
There was a fair few, I think.
16 at a guess, I think.
Yeah, you're right. So we've just had episode 11. So we got 5 more episodes left. So I'm kind of hoping that they're going to do something with the overall plot here, because I've not seen Crosshair in a while. And I'm hoping that they're going to do something more with Cody and Rex, because I mean they're out there, they've gone. You know, we definitely know that they're doing something, but the problem with this is that they're not indicating like how many seasons they're planning on doing. If they said, oh yeah, we've got like 8 seasons in the works, I can be a lot more patient with this, because I know that, oh yeah, we're going to get some fillers, but we know it's heading somewhere. So I don't know if season 2 is going to be the last, you know. It's like I kind of need some substance there. I need to know where it's going.
Yeah, there's just not been a lot going on really. We've had a couple of missions with Sid, which are just boring. But as I said, the overall story is not really gone anywhere. But nothing's happened, to be honest. It's just if there's only 5 episodes left, if it carries on the way it has done, it's going to be a bit of a letdown, I think.
I think they've got a fob off Sid now. I'm fed up with her.
Yeah, this whole I'll just give you 30% as a token of mine. They're like, no, that's what you normally give us. It's like, look, we get it, Sid, you're greedy. So like at this stage, I think the Bad Batch have really got to find like some kind of alternative source for money, because Sid is only just like, yeah, she's giving them some kind of steady work, but at the same time, it's like she's not the only one out there. And I think that they've shown that they are quite resourceful as well. But that's my take.
We got some new Lego sets in the pipeline.
Some Lego.
Does anyone have any pictures? Did we sort the pictures?
Haha.
Hey! We've got the Indiana Jones sets. Lovely. I don't know where this is. What shop is selling these? Because I mean, I'm booking a ticket there.
It's not a want, it's a need for that Raiders set. I think,
Yeah,
especially because there's a whole ass boulder.
I forget how. Does anyone know what that's supposed to retail for?
I bet it's like 90, 100.
Yeah,
I would say
Puts it
around
back
there
there.
for sure.
I've
It
not
looks
looked into this
beautiful,
at all, but does that boulder come out and roll and everything?
I
You know,
hope
like
so.
in the movie where he's running away from the boulder.
It would
and
have
stuff.
to.
Because if I'm going to
then-
get that, I would want it to, you know, reenact that whole scene. That'd be sick.
And then the little
I think it will.
Sphinx underground temple thing with all the snakes. That one's sick as well. It's like a remake of the old one. That's pretty sweet, and I don't think that's going to retail for too much. And then
There's the boulder.
there's the plane as well, like the Nazi warplane.
Yeah,
even though
that's in the background of that one.
yeah, considering they binned off the Osprey like fire and rescue plane, but are keeping this Nazi plane. It's an interesting decision from them, but
Yeah,
I'll take
and a pilot as well.
Yeah, that bottom one.
he's got. Yeah, they definitely didn't give him arm printing.
Yeah. Christ. Uh-oh.
Watch some people complain. It's not accurate, so why have they made it?
I can already see the M&R thumbnail.
Imagine the sig
sup-
figs you could do.
Oh yeah. And then we got the Superstar Destroyer. Was it the Superstar Destroyer? Or was it this? I forget what it was.
Yes.
Superstar
one.
Destroyer.
That is
Yeah.
a
Oh,
lovely-
Executive Superstar Destroyer.
Executor.
That is nice.
Executor. 630 pieces for like 60 quid. It's not
See,
bad.
See,
But
in
yeah,
live action, I
Did
love
look to the helmet.
in live action, I love the shape, the way this ship looks. But like, I mean, I've been saying this before we came live, but I just don't think it translates that well in Lego form. I think it looks quite plain, but that's just me.
I think that is the house style of Lego Star Wars, though, that it has to be an X amount of grey in every set. And that, like in any Star Destroyer, they are just very silver and grey. And what I do like about it is that you can see the scale of a Star Destroyer compared to it. I think that's quite cool. The one thing I'm not like entirely sure about is why did they choose the Return of the... I know it's 40 years since Return of the Jedi, but that is the ship from Empire Strikes Back. Like that was the main baddie
They
ship
did
from
the
that
same
film.
thing with the TIE bomber. It's like they've got Ray Sloan from Legends, and then they've got Empire Strikes Back on the box art.
They don't know what they're doing.
It's a bit random.
What would you have had instead to represent it being the anniversary?
Give me
That
a
big
Death Star
satellite
2.
dish.
Yeah,
Death Star 2.
that needs to happen, I think.
For sure.
Not like not the what do they call it? The shield platform that they had on Endor. That set.
Oh yeah.
Is
No,
that not already? It's not a UCS set, is it? It's the village that's the UCS set.
I'm literally guessing, as you can tell. This is not my world.
But the helmets, though, the newer helmets, I saw them in the Lego store at the weekend, and I was going to buy them, but I need to wait for a sale because they will go on sale. I go for at least 35, 45 maybe. So I'll wait and pick them all up, complete the collection again.
Yeah, I'm only interested in Rex. Like, I like Leia, Boosh, and I like Commander Cody, but I don't want to collect all of them like actively because I know it'll just cost me an absolute arm and a leg. So if I just stick to, I like Rex, so I will buy Rex.
Well, at the point that I'm at, luckily, I'm in a position where I've been able to acquire all of them over time. And I don't think I've paid more than retail for one of them, which I'm quite happy about. So now I'm like, I've got them all. I've got to carry on and finish the rest of them and get them now.
How much did you get the TIE Fighter one for?
I think I got it from the Lego store, and I think I paid like 60 quid for it at retail.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is one expensive Lego set now.
Yeah, it's like 250 quid, I think. So I'm happy at that. Because if I didn't buy it, I wouldn't be paying those prices today. So I'm quite pleased at that. But with the Rex and Cody helmet, when they do go cheap enough, I'm going to buy more copies of them, and I'm going to modify them to be like plain Clone Trooper helmets. So it's not anyone specific. I'm going to just make it standard phase 1, phase 2, because I'm a schmuck, and I'll just give all my money to Lego because they've got me wrapped around.
No, I respect it.
Should be easy enough to
any
do
others?
colour swapping bricks.
Any other sets?
Nothing.
Not any more big
That's
Star
official.
Wars ones, really.
I'm hoping
Rivendell
they
came out.
I'm hoping they announce a Celebration exclusive soon, because they normally do one. Last year it was a pre-release of the Kenobi Invader brickheads, and all that was exclusive was a cardboard sleeve that sat around the box saying Celebration exclusive. So I'm hoping it's something a bit more exciting this year, if they even do one. So they haven't said anything yet, and we're getting quite close.
I was actually going to ask you guys' advice on this, because like where we're going to Celebration, I do know that at some point we'll be going to the Lego shop. At least that's what I've been told. I'm potentially looking at possibly buying something. Now, as you guys know, I'm not into Lego that much, but there are like a few sets where I'm like, that looks pretty sick.
Is it Lego Friends by any chance?
It's
It
if
defo
anything,
wants the Princess Castle.
that's what I was going to ask you his advice on. Like, where do you start? Like, if you've got like a budget of like 100, maybe 200, like, what would you recommend for someone that's into Star Wars and doesn't have that many Lego pieces? Where would you want to start?
£200.
So yeah, call it a £200 budget, and it's like, what do you recommend?
I guess your options are limited to what display space are you willing to give up, because that will very much decide whether do you quality over quantity, or do you want a fleet of like rebel ships or something.
If anything, it's probably going to be like some good ornament piece, you know, something that you want on display, like fairly sizable, but nothing like that's going to really take, like, you kind of want your eyes to go to the room, you know what I mean? But you don't want it to be like so overwhelming.
Maybe an R2D2. Can't go wrong.
Maybe Luke's land speeder as well at the minute, or by oh no, it won't come out yet, but maybe the UCS X-Wing that's due for release around May time. That'd be a nice big chunky set.
These are things to consider.
But yeah, like Max said, you start Argos Rams and you don't go to the Lego store, because then you'll be paying full price. You get it on sale anywhere, apart from the Lego store.
Smith's Toys. That's where I got my first one.
What, your first Lego set?
The first one of like being an adult and buying Lego. I can't remember where I got my first one. It was probably a birthday present.
Yeah.
It was like mid-prime lockdown. I was like, I don't know what to do with myself, so I bought a Lego X-Wing. And then
I was saying,
spent thousands.
Lockdown on my birthday, bought off Amazon the Jewel on Mustafar set.
Nice.
In lockdown, I was bored and I got the Microfighter Y-Wing, and it's cost me a lot of money since then. That £10 set, I'm bored, I'll buy this Lego set. And then the very next day I spent another like 70 quid on Lego. I was like, oh shit, Here we go. Going down the rabbit hole.
I was in Smith's not long ago, and they're starting to bring, like, it's slightly moving away from Lego. They're bringing back like some of the oldish Funko Pops where they had, like, I think it was like the number one, or at least in like the single figured numbers on the Funkos, and they had brought in like the old Darth Vader one where he had like the weird eyes. So I'd like to bring in that all back in.
And that is a nice segue. Thank you very much
Seamless.
for that, James. That was
Just
perfect.
Spoon fed that to you.
Oh yeah.
Here comes the aeroplane.
Yes. So Funko are in a little bit of a shitstorm at the minute. So basically, as I said, I think it was in week 1 of NERDJUCE, Funko were going downhill. I've got rid of all of mine, bar a couple that are behind me there. Them ones are actually Sam's, my wife's. But yeah, they're going downhill. They're making far too much of everything, and they're flooding the market, and there's way too much on the shelves, and they've got so much stuff that they can't sell. They're storing it in their warehouses. It's costing them money to store it. They don't want to put it on sale or donate it because then that devalues all of their other items. It makes them look cheaper. So what they're doing to counter this, they're putting $30 million worth of Funko Pops straight into landfill, which is shocking for the environment.
Put them straight into my house.
The environment is going to suffer. Obviously, it could go to better needs, obviously donate it to children and families and stuff, but that will make their company cheaper, I suppose, if they can just donate whatever they want. So, yeah, my prediction of Funko going down is coming into fruition. It's not looking too good. So I'm happy I got out when I did.
It is
Why do
pretty
you think
shitty.
it got to that point?
It's
If
supply
I was
and
working
demand.
in that landfill, yeet.
There was obviously a lot of demand for pops at one point, and they noticed that demand, and they just increased absolutely everything. You know, they'd make an exclusive of a pop, and the exclusive would be more common than a common pop. They did get the balance right at one point, but I think they quickly lost that, and it's just spiraled into what it is today, which is $30 million worth of products going into landfill. Shocking.
I just want to know where this place is so I can just pick up what they're
I wanted
dumping.
to be a bin man so
No,
bad.
That's like I couldn't understand that, like, because when you made me aware of that and I looked into the article, I was like going like you're screwing up like the environment with that, or at least you're contributing towards it. So even if you wanted to steer away from like, oh, we don't really want to sell these, we kind of want to get rid of these, yeah, give them to a charity, or better yet, can you not just like do the whole 2-for-1 thing, or get this bundle for like a $5, you know, just something like that where it's like you're getting something back at the very least. But if you've got someone out there that's got like a keen insight into the market saying no, even if you got 10 of these together they wouldn't even sell, you know, give them to a charity, like make a competition out of it. You could win a mystery box and get all the shit ones that you don't want anymore and send them off. You know what I mean? There is ways around it. So the fact that they're dumping $30 to $36 million worth of Funko Pops is astounding to me.
I just want to know what characters are in there, like who's in there the most. Who have they overproduced and then it's not selling, and they're all just going to be
Rose Tico.
Rose Tico, Fennec Shand.
She's still in on bargain.
Yeah.
First order Finn. First order officer Finn.
I've not seen him.
Oh, I see him in.
See,
I've
I'd be
seen him
straight
for
at
like
that bin
£2
already.
in
I'd be looking out
shops.
for Finn.
I've seen him in like B&M and Home Bargains or whatever for like £2.
It's,
so many times.
Who's Lieutenant Connix? She was always there in Home
Oh
Bargains
yeah,
along with Rose.
yeah.
I just realised.
I'm still seeing like the mountain from Game of Thrones in my B&M.
You know who
I
I
just
am?
realised a very shocking thing. Have we all seen Toy Story 3 in the rubbish dump?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What? Oh no!
They're all holding their
Come to
hands,
life.
looking each at each other.
All the roast.
The heads are just shaking as they're falling.
Oh god, as they're getting closer.
Solo, there's
Like,
so
oh,
many
no,
Funko
guys.
solos. I see Memphis Nest every time I go into B&M.
there'll be a lot of Star Wars, a lot of Marvel.
Memphis Nest.
Yeah, I think Star Wars and Marvel will be the big hitters there.
Who
That's
I
what
see
they
a
really
lot is
focused on.
the oversized Grogu for 30 quid in Tesco's. I'm there thinking, do you have any oversized ones in there as well? Or
Honestly,
I saw
what
that
I
on
don't
Clubcard
what I
price
don't
for 50
understand
quid.
is how is there so many Grogus as well? Like I reckon there's 15
So
different
many.
Grogus of him, like holding different things.
Nah, there's
Sometimes
gotta be
he's
more
got the
than
little macrons.
There is loads.
There's so many.
Yeah, the macrons, he's in his bag, he's holding the eggs, like he's eating one of the eggs, he's eating a frog,
He's got chainmail in one.
Yeah, he's got the mythosaur pendant.
Yeah, he's
Just
also
Grogu
on like
his
other.
own.
Yeah, he's also on some other people's pops as well. So you've got on the back of Luke now, you've got Mando holding him. So there's so many different versions of him, and
There's your
like,
landfill.
yeah, I was going to say that's a landfill on its own.
Yeah,
it has
It's
its
just
own
a
fucking
Grogu
separate
field, so.
They're doing some stuff right. I saw Max put in the chat about the comic book covers. I think they look really good. They're quite large as well. Yeah, they're good. But I think that's probably the best thing that Funko have done for quite a while. Normally, if they release a new pop, it's very slightly different mold. It's glow in the dark. It's glitter. It's all the paint's different, and there's just no imagination there. It's terrible.
There was like a a style.
I think what you see is.
Go on, buddy. You're right.
I've lost my train of thought because you go on. That'll come back to me.
There was an old style of old Ben Kenobi Funko where he was like covered in the Jedi symbol all over, and I looked at that and I was just going like, I see what you're kind of doing. You're doing some like limited effect thing, but it just doesn't look right. It's just those kind of things where they're like I kind of understand why the landfill is increasing because you're making stuff like that, and it's like no one's asking for that.
What I find difficult is though, like the good Funkos, they're always on pre-order. So like I had an Ahsoka Funko Pop from the last season of Clone Wars, which was on pre-order for about 18 months. So if all of the good ones are on pre-order and they know how much they need to make, how are they putting $30 million worth away?
Yeah, they're just over creating. There is that one Funko that I think I would pre-order it, but I don't think it's available yet in the UK. It's the Mandalorian armored Obi-Wan Kenobi. That's
one.
Oh, that's cool.
That's really cool. That's one I've been looking for a really long time.
We should at some point soon be getting Celebration exclusives because they always do exclusive Funko Pops for Celebration. And if you're at Celebration, you get an exclusive sticker on the Funko Pop that no one else will get. So if you were to buy it in HMV afterwards, they'd get a different sticker. So there's more value there. So maybe worth investing if we can get in there. Just buy a couple more to keep on the side for the future, maybe. But they haven't announced anything yet. They normally do it 3-4 weeks beforehand, I think. So I'm hoping, along with the Lego, that we get some news soon. Because I'd buy them just because I'm at Celebration and I want to get that to remember it by.
What characters do you think you would expect in Funko Pop version at Celebration?
They normally do themes. So a couple of years ago, we got who did we get? We got Boba Fett, Darth Vader, Han Solo, Luke, and Leia, and I think they were all chrome blue all over, which again is very lazy. But if you want to buy them now, I think it's like £300 for each pop, if I'm remembering correctly. What did they do? Last year they did Luke, Leia, Han, R2, C3PO, I think. So they normally do it in themes of characters. So if they could maybe do it on one of the new shows that's coming out, Ahsoka could be quite good. But, it could be anything. The door's wide open.
Yeah, it makes sense if it's going to be done within the context of what they're going to be showing at Celebration. So, for example, if they end up giving us like a sneak teaser of Ahsoka while we're there, and then they got like these new Ahsoka pops, that makes sense. Or like a new Sabine one, because obviously we know she's going to be in there. So it would be really cool to get something that's themed with what we're seeing. But yeah, I do remember, because I think they're still doing them in My Smiths now, where you can still see the old Chewie and Leia and Luke. So those generic ones that were from back last year.
Last year it was Grogu, but he was like a shiny chrome oil spill color.
Yeah. Even if you want to buy the pops at Celebration, though, you've got to enter a lottery beforehand with Funko, and then just to see if you can win a ticket to get into the booth to buy anything. So even just by going to Celebration, you're not guaranteed to be able to buy the pop. You've got to do work beforehand and enter competitions to get tickets into the booth.
Well, that was, I mean, because Max has asked that question in the chat, like, are Celebrations exclusives easy to get, or is it like the first 200 people? That was like a genuine thing that I didn't know. So that's basically what you have to do. You have to enter into a lottery and hope that you're allowed to buy one.
Yeah. I'm not sure when they do that. They do it for San Diego Comic-Con, New York Comic-Con, all stuff like that. So I'm assuming they do the same with Celebration. But
no, they did say in like the description for the Jedi Master VIP pass that if you get it, you're guaranteed early entry into the Celebration shop. So I'd assume it would be.
What Liam has just said right now, Grogu in the spinny chair, I'm sorry, but if they did that as a Funko and the chair actually did spin, I'd buy it in a heartbeat.
I got a dip. I'm desperate for a wee. I'll be back in a sec. Sorry.
Child's bladder.
Sick.
Child's bladder.
Amazing. But no, that's mad, that like entering into a lottery and then you might be able to buy it. It's like, just take my damn money. I want it.
Yeah. Surely they know the numbers that are going to be there now. Like, so just make enough for that and a little extra you can sell on.
I was going to say, it's not like Funko are like short on products now that we know where they're all heading. So it's like order in bulk and whatever's left over, I'm sure it'll just go in the fucking tip anyway. So what's the problem here? My lord.
No. It is weird how, like, because you can see how Funko tried to do like the exclusivity thing that Lego has done, but Lego didn't even mean to do it. It's more just like nostalgia of older sets. And now, like, the OG Funkos are worth a fair bit of money, but not hundreds of thousands or tens of thousands or anything like that. And it just sort of, because they've oversaturated it, has just completely killed it pretty much. Like, once people have got the characters they want, they don't really want to buy variations. They don't really, unless they're like riding a dragon or something. But
that is the thing, right? We've not had a natural segue into movie week, but I'm going to bring this up because I feel like we have to at this stage. But some horrible individual in our last comment section recommended that we should all watch Sharknado. So we're going to talk about our thoughts and the nightmares it's given me. So,
Nathan, what was your favourite scene in Sharknado?
It was the one with the shark and the nados.
The nados.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Not the tornadoes, the nados.
I think the cinematography was fantastic and the acting was on point and it deserved an Oscar. That is my review of Sharknado.
I liked it.
Who was your favourite character?
The shark.
Nemo.
Shark one.
He was the best.
Nemo.
I really like Will Smith's character.
I genuinely couldn't finish the movie. Like, it was god awful in every sense of the word. Like, I couldn't actually tell if this movie was made ironically or if someone thought of some combination of both fucking weather and man-eating creature would be a great idea. It's like, it's clearly doing something right because it had so many sequels, and yeah, like the CGI for me was just god awful. The logic of the story as well, like making me want it. It just made me want to bash my head into the wall. If like, and I was saying this before we went live as well. If a shark is on land and it isn't surrounded by water and it's got no way of being able to propel itself in the direction that you want it to go, how is it a fucking danger? It's not. So why are you approaching the thing going, oh yeah, I gotta kill it. Yeah, I gotta kill it. No, you don't. Step away. Let it suffocate. You're good. You're fine. Stay where you are. And it's a waste of ammo. That's what you're doing.
Then the film would be
There is-
boring.
No, I really
there's a
like
very
when that
fine
guy
line.
did that thing.
Oh, that was my favourite
There's a
part.
very
I I really like when
Yeah.
that one dude got him or herself into a predicament.
This is Harvey's confession, by the way, that he hasn't seen it.
Yes, I have. No. I have seen it. I remembered when that happened.
It was the bar scene that like made me like angry, like where the shark goes into the bar, it's on the floor and it's writhing, but like everyone's already like gone away from it. Everyone's like, oh, okay, yeah, instinct set in, I'm gonna get away from the snappy bitey thing. But then like that's it, you're out of danger, you're done, just leave it alone. And then some fucking woman comes along with a snooker cue and stabs it in the head, and I'm there going,
yeah, that bit.
The whole thing made me angry.
Yeah, me too. I was fuming. I was livid.
What drugs do we have to be on to make a film like that, though?
Well, there's that Cocaine Bear coming out soon, isn't there? So maybe they've been on some of that.
It's already out.
Sequel to Yogi Bear.
Yeah, but that looks funny.
Yeah.
That looks so funny though, and it's like based on a true story as well.
Yeah, based on a true story. It's based on that one time some bear sniffed some cocaine and then died.
I think it is. Though,
It is.
From what I've heard.
It is. It is.
I can't see this one having like 7 sequels, like Fast and Furious or Sharknado though.
I could just imagine though, like the news report comes in, bear sniffs cocaine and dies, and then some producers just sat there like, I need the rights to that.
It did genuinely make me think though about the Sharknado of like somewhat like you have a bunch of people saying, oh yeah, we need a good idea for a movie. What about sharks? Nah, we've had a lot of sharks. Like, what about some natural disaster? Nah, we've had too many of them. And someone heard natural disaster and sharks and went, what if a tornado? Like someone verbalized that idea and someone took that and went, green light that shit. Why?
Whale tsunami didn't get past the planning stages.
Harvey's proud of that one.
Yeah.
Harvey, I can tell that you really enjoyed Sharknado. Did you enjoy it as much as I did?
Oh yeah, it was. Oh mate, I was off my tits there the whole time.
Like Cocaine Bear.
I felt like a tornado in a shark.
Film club.
Horrendous. Yeah.
Successful first proper film club.
I think we're gonna have to put some restrictions on this film club because yeah, like
I think Sharknado was the first film was put in the comments.
It was.
We were tight for time.
But someone in our Discord has also put something like Velocipasta or something, and that is I mean, I already know what that's about because Straw Hat Goofy like did this like ages ago. He reviewed it and he said that this is the most god awful thing they've ever made, but it's hilarious because it's that bad. And this it's like the CGI, if anything, is worse than Sharknado. It's just literally a pasta that fucking changes into a dinosaur. That's all this is.
They only made. I swear they only make these films for the names. Like they come up with the title and then plan everything else.
Yeah, someone's just come up with an insult to someone, and they're like, "Yeah, that would make a great movie." So I'm going to change that. At least Sharknado had Tara Reid. That ended her career. I'm sure it did, or something did. And she's like, "Oh, you know what? I need to pay the bills. So yeah, we'll take this movie on." Who read the script to Sharknado when I want to star in that?
Maybe she just had like a deep family connection to sharks and tornadoes. She's like, this is a passion project for me. My father was killed in a Sharknado. I need to star in this movie.
Oh my god.
I think a bad film has to be bad enough to be funny, and that film crossed that mark. It was worse than bad. So it couldn't be funny. The only bit that made me laugh was when the guy's logic was, how do we stop a tornado? We fly a helicopter into the tornado and blow it up. Like, that is where stupid. Oh. That is the film in a nutshell.
Yeah, you just get in the helicopter and fly the opposite way around it, and it'll unspin itself.
You can't use GTA logic in a movie. You just can't.
Get in a Hydra and just go, woo.
No.
Get in a Velum or a Deluxo. Not Deluxo, a Luxo.
What's the bike with missiles on it? The flying bike with missiles.
Oh, the Oppressor.
Yeah.
Get the Oppressor out.
Yeah.
Spam it. God, I don't miss being on GTA Online when people just like come up with an Oppressor and just ruin everything. Like your
I've
You
never
business.
can do
played
everything in
online.
private sessions now, so it's all good.
The presser is OP. It's awesome. Though. I worked my ass off in lockdown to get it. And I was happy with it.
I've never played it online, but I've seen like loads of people doing like role play, like where they're police officers pulling people
Yeah.
over, and they're like doing it down to the letter of you don't have to say anything, but you know they're doing the whole rights and everything, and it's like it's very like involved, and I don't know, like the guy that's playing the game is just like I would swear if I heard his voice talking, it's like yeah, you definitely work for the emergency services. It's like that sounds on point. But it's crazy with what they do now.
I think it's a mod for the PC version to do all that stuff.
Yeah, I like the real cars that they do on the mods, but I couldn't think of anything worse of like having to actually work and get money in GTA and then just like spend it like an actual person. Like the whole idea of GTA is that I go on there and do weird shit that I never could do in real life.
Yeah, that's kind of the idea, though.
So this
like,
leads us on to
Sharknado 2.
no, please not Sharknado 2. Can we have some film suggestions in the comments that are not Sharknado, please?
or any god awful movie that meets that standard.
If it's bad and it's funny, I'm all up for it, but not
Tiger
bad.
Drought.
Yeah, I'm all right looking for like watching something. I'm watching it ironically, because if it's ironically funny, then fine. But like it, just nothing like Sharknado, where it's like, yeah, it is ironic, but it's so bad that it ain't funny.
Betty is talking about hookers for anyone wondering.
What did I say? I'll clip it later. I'll find it.
Doing things you can't do in real life, and that I think it was on about.
That's a shoe shop, isn't it?
Is it? Oh yeah.
Pretty sure it's a shoe shop.
But yeah, we are looking for recommendations for Film Week, so
We've had
feel
none.
free.
What's going on?
I was going to say, guys, feel free to put something in the comments. Tell us what we got to watch, but please, for the love of God, do not make it awful.
I'll just like hop on my alt account and put in like Empire Strikes Back or the Shawshank Redemption, The Dark Knight.
I was going to say, someone create an account and just be all like, oh yeah, like Lord of the Rings, whatever.
Yeah, so Harvey can finally watch it.
There was a film on Netflix with Jamie Foxx where he fucks up vampires. I don't know what that is.
I think that's a fairly new one, I think.
Oh, Day Shift. I've never even heard of that one. I can't remember the last film I saw Jamie Foxx in.
No. Ignore the comment section. We'll decide our own.
Harry
Don't
Potter.
read.
what's
No.
this?
No. You didn't say anything. You
Harry
didn't say
Potter,
anything.
What
so
the-
I can make Harvey watch it this week.
No.
Actually,
No.
Like if anyone else has like a better
No,
thing,
Max's
because
Jamie
we-
Foxx movie
well,
sounds really good. It
because
sounds so good. It sounds
we've
so
got
good.
two
I really
there.
want to watch it. No. Max had a really good idea. I really want to watch Jamie Foxx. I love him. He's a great actor.
because we got two birds with one stone here, we can finally introduce Harvey to the Harry Potter universe. And it's not a bad thing.
Human Centipede.
first
That's a
one is
great
good.
film.
No, I'm if Human Centipede is picked, I'm sorry, I'm not gonna watch that movie. It's so like I've seen clips of it, it's fucked up. I don't
It's
want to feel
great.
uncomfortable. No.
I feel like if we do Harry Potter, we have to watch all 8, which is then 8 weeks of film club sorted, which from a logistics standpoint, great, but it's going to get a bit tedious.
I think if anything, it's like we can definitely do the first one. Like that's it, because you gotta start there. We can't just like get Harvey to like watch the fourth one and him, being thrown right in the middle of it. So I think the first one's a good start
My
point.
son!
My boy!
If I could
That
throw a
just makes me
The
recommendation-
think
song
of
in the
the, like-
background, though.
That just makes
Yeah.
you think of like all the
Yeah.
TikTok like greatest acting of all time compilation. I've abandoned my child. I've abandoned my boy.
That dialogue is up there. It's like my boy. Dun, 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 dun. While that song's in the background.
I'm going to chuck a
Oh.
suggestion up there because we've not had a whole lot in the comments. I put it in the Discord when Liam made the channel. The unbearable weight of massive talent. It's the Pedro Pascal and Nick Cage meme that's going around at the moment.
Yeah, I mean,
I'd want to see that film, and if I can watch it as NERDJUCE Film Club, that's 2 words in one stone.
right. So we put those two things up for a vote in the chat. Then the first Harry Potter and that one. Then
Parsec.
What's the third for a hippogriff now?
Oh yeah,
It just-
Liam as well. The menu is really good. It's
Yes,
like it's
I
a
have
weird
seen the
film though,
menu.
because it's like it's great,
seen
but
it.
at the same time, it's like if we did that for film club, I watched that movie and I was like, what are my thoughts on this movie? I have no idea, and then never thought about it again. It's really good, but at the same time, like what I find it a hard movie to discuss.
My thing
I've
with it
seen-
was, it wasn't, when it said it was a horror film, I thought we were going to get some really like ape shit. This chef starts cooking people live in this thing
Yeah,
for like
yeah,
a
yeah.
meal. And there's that one
Me
bit
too.
where like the waiter tops himself, and then the rest of it, it doesn't really hit that horror sort of real like batshit crazy that I thought it was gonna.
Yeah.
yeah, I've seen way too many clips on TikTok about the menu for me to have to watch it because it's like I know what happens at the end, and like I don't mind watching it for like the whole context, but I feel like I've already seen that movie. But if that's definitely an option, we'll look into it.
I've not seen the Pedro one, so if like the majority of us haven't seen that, probably go for that one. Either that or I know the worst, funniest film I've ever seen. It's called Beverly Hills Ninja, and it's an absolute masterpiece of disaster.
The worst film I've ever seen, I think, was called Monster Trucks, and it's the only film I'm such a light sleeper. I can only sleep under very certain conditions. Anything wakes me up. Yeah, I fell asleep in that movie, and still to this day, I don't know how because I didn't think I could ever fall asleep in a cinema, but I did. It was the worst movie I've ever seen.
There we go. That's Film Club sorted.
What's the one
I mean-
yours is called, Nathan, again? I've forgotten the name of it already.
The unbearable weight of massive talent.
I'm up for that one. If you've none
Sure,
of us
why
seen
not?
it, makes sense.
Yeah, I think.
But
I think we
you
can do that.
gotta make your own kind of music. Sing your own special song.
It's his face though
There
when
we
he does
go.
it. It's so gormless. It's so funny. This actually brings up like a question I genuinely wanted to open things up to. Now, we're all aware of Ryan Reynolds and how even the straightest of straight men would admit to, if Ryan said, meet me in my hotel room in 5 minutes, I'd do it. So you've even got those kind of guys that's going like that with Ryan Reynolds. Would it be fair and safe to say, due to his outstanding popularity and the amount of TikTok edits I have seen on my For You page, would you say Pedro Pascal is either fast approaching that level or is he already there?
I think
What
Ryan
level?
Reynolds is more well known
Oh, Ryan Reynolds level.
than Pedro at the minute in the wider meme. Oh, my mum shared this on Facebook thing. He's on the way, I think, though.
See, I think he's there. I think he's sort of hit it with like millennials and Gen Z. I don't think Ryan Reynolds is quite there with the boomers yet. Like, obviously, people know who he is, but I think Pedro sort of, because he is such a nice person. You've seen it with like The Last of Us as well. Like everyone can just see he's a nice Hollywood actor, which isn't quite normal for Hollywood actors. So I think he's
Plus, you know, he's got the daddy energy that all the middle-aged women love as well.
This is the thing that I'm talking about. He's got that daddiness thing. That
I mean, he's already
it's
been
like-
called daddy once in this stream or in the chat. So
I think Max is just jealous, to be honest. I think
Yeah.
he's hit it.
Max is
that does like Max. That is coming across as really bitchy. That is like
yeah,
Max, bitchy.
I'd never expect that in my life.
But it's like Pedro's like becoming like he's being in everything now. He's been in some like elements of horror, thriller, comedy. So he's fast tracking to his popularity on that.
How would you like to ride home on a real cowboy? I got a 6-pack of cold ones all nice in my room. He's out all night so you can scream my name as loud as you need to, sugar. Like, God. I swear every person who owns TikTok must have seen that like 30 times.
I've seen that one. And
he's definitely popping off more than Ryan at the minute.
I've seen that clip and I'm not ashamed to say that I put that in one of my dating profiles.
I thought you was going to say I'm not ashamed to say I've masturbated to that. I thought he was going to say I'm not ashamed to say I've busted many of nuts to that video.
Busted many a nut.
Yeah.
That's what he won't tell us, though. He's thinking it.
You must be so gassed. You make an edit of Pedro Pascal and he shares it. You must be like, God, I've made it. I have made it.
Well, yeah, because he admitted that he looks at like Pedro Pascal fan account or something. Because he did that lie detector test thing, and they said like, "Oh, do you look at yourself online?" He goes, "Yes." I love how honest he is with that though, because like some like celebrities would be like, no, that's like really vain, but it's like Pedro is vain and he's just owning it. He's like, yeah, I love shit like that.
He's like a mixture of Ryan Reynolds and Robert Downey Jr.
That's a good mix, yeah.
Charisma-wise.
Have we decided that is going to be our next movie, the Nicolas Cage?
Yeah,
we have indeed.
All right, cool. I am down for that.
I will definitely watch it this week. No, I did watch Sharknado this week.
You can watch it again if you want.
Harvey.
Yeah. Me and Nathan watched it together.
We watched it in the back of that X-Wing.
I flew it over to Wales real quick. I was there in like 30 seconds. Light speed. Boom.
Easy peasy.
Landed it in his back garden.
And then we watched the shark and the NATOs.
We watched the sharks eat some NATOs or whatever.
Did you use your X-Wing to disband the NATO?
No, that's Sharknado 2.
Ah, shit, sorry.
Sharknado 2, the Empire Strikes Back.
Yeah, just combine the two universes together. Sharknadoes versus Jedi and Sith. Like the Jedi and Sith are like, oh shit, yeah, there's a common enemy. We have to join forces. Let's just stop this fucking Sharknadoes from eating shit.
The Jedi team up with the Zillo Beast to fight the Sharknado.
If Star Wars is watching, they've got their next season sorted. Just the next trilogy.
We're just going to get Purgle Nado as the Ahsoka show.
I would watch that.
I think like I have no choice but to watch that. I would have to.
You know, everyone's favorite part of the movie where he sticks the pull cue in the head. You know, that I saw. It's just Ahsoka, but with a lightsaber in the Purgle instead. Yeah.
Oh, Purgle.
Grand.
So yeah. I have the dry ground.
This is the top comment coming up right here. It's over, Shark.
All right.
I have the dry ground.
Only a Sith deals in natural disasters. I will eat what I must.
That's the best comment I've seen tonight. Yeah.
I'll rate that.
10 out of 10.
Sweet Lord.
Right. You underestimate my moisture.
Right, lads, we have our homework cut out.
I've completely ruined it.
We'll be watching that movie. I still can't remember the name of it, and I'm just going to call it that movie on this stage.
The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent.
Yeah, that talent movie.
That's it.
Yeah, I've seen it.
Have you actually
watched it? With them in the car, and they're like,
yeah, and there's that song where it's like, you know, make your own... Yeah, I remember that one.
He's just Sharknado in disguise again. Don't worry, don't listen to him. Right, we have our homework cut out for us. So yeah, so we'll be back on here next week, and we'll be discussing that. Well, not you.
I'm dead.
dead after you actually get to finish like watching Sharknado.
I did.
But yep, we'll be on here next week on Monday, 8 p.m. So we'll be showing you our thoughts about that Nicolas Cage movie. Again, completely forgot the movie. So it is what it is. All right, guys, take it easy. And thank you for joining us this evening.
Thank you very much.
See you later, guys. Bye.
Bye.
Oh, join the Discord, yeah.
Smile and wave, boys. Smile and wave. Bye.